Welcome back to Clue Me In, where we unravel the world's strangest mysteries, disappearances, unsolved crimes, and eerie cases that leave more questions than answers. I'm Liv.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Grace. Excited, confused, and fully unprepared, which is how I like it.
Every episode, Kay and I break down a mystery, and Grace reacts, theorizes, and ultimately delivers her definitive answer.
Today, we're covering the lead mask case. In 1966, two Brazilian men were found dead under strange circumstances, wearing lead eye masks and with a cryptic note nearby. All right, Grace, let's set the scene like usual. So it's August 20th, 1966, in the hills of Vintim, which is a neighborhood on the outskirts of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So two men, Manuel Rodriguez and Miguel Jose, were found dead.
Okay, starting off strong.
Yep. So a young man was flying a kite nearby when he spotted the bodies farther up the hill. He reported it to police, but the terrain was so rough that officers weren't able to reach the men until like the following day.
Okay.
So the bodies were discovered side by side. They were fully dressed in suits, and they were wearing like a strange lead mask over their eyes.
Which is very unique.
Yes,
For sure.
we'll go with unique. But before we get into like the mystery of that lead mask, let's talk about who these men were.
So Manuel Rodriguez was 31 years old, and Miguel Jose was 40. So they weren't strangers. They were colleagues, actually, and friends who worked together at a telecommunications company in Rio.
Okay, starting off pretty normal.
Yeah.
So they worked in like technical roles, which were like maintaining the equipment, which meant they had like a shared skill set and probably spent a lot of time together at work.
So Manuel was married with children. His family remembered him as a quiet, serious man. Someone who kept to himself but was reliable, hardworking.
Mm-hmm.
So then Miguel Jose was also married, and according to his family and friends, he was deeply interested in like spiritualism and the paranormal phenomenons.
Mm-hmm. Interesting duo.
Yep. So Miguel was known for exploring like mysticism, occult beliefs.
Ooh.
And he was a part of a circle that studied like spiritual communication. I mean, I don't love it. It's kind of creepy. But that was him.
I mean, I kind of love it. That's kind of cool, but also very creepy.
Yeah, but like occult beliefs are creepy.
Yeah. Oh no, they are 100%. But it's interesting that he was like, I don't know if
It
that
is
means like
very
he was like
interesting.
researching them,
Yes.
or was he a part of the occult beliefs? That's where I'm a little bit like,
Yeah.
What is an occult belief?
Like occult would be literally like satanic
Yeah.
like stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, it would be cool if he was like researching it, like
Or
because
is
of
he,
the
like,
whole
a
like
part of it? Yeah,
yes,
I
that's
gotcha.
where I'm
Okay.
like, what does that mean?
Yes.
Like, are you a part of
Right.
it, or are you like just interested in learning more about
Yeah,
it?
for sure.
But anyway, so the investigations that were done by journalists revealed that the men might have been members of like a scientific spiritual like thing that they might have been a part of, which is like a paranormal group popular among like the local electronic technicians.
Which is so funny. Like, oh, we're just a paranormal group
of technicians.
Yeah, it's like
Such a niche club.
I know. It's so like it's like they weren't even like connected through their jobs. They were like connected through their fascination with the
Do you
supernatural.
just look up on Facebook? I want a paranormal group of technicians.
electronic technicians,
Yes.
to be precise.
Like, that is so niche. Like, very specific
right
club to
yes.
join.
Yes. Oh gosh, there's probably a Reddit sub.
Probably. There's a Reddit of everything.
Oh my goodness. So their families would say later that like they were very like earnest, but they were also very secretive, and they had like late night meetings and experiments. So even their families didn't really know what was
Going
kinda
on.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is getting weirder and weirder. Like, we started with, like, might be interested in,
Yeah.
like, learning more about the occult and stuff like that. And now we're down to, like, secret meetings.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so in days leading up to their deaths, neighbors and acquaintances of theirs noticed that, like, both of the men had been behaving very oddly. They were seen climbing the hills at night, carrying, like, mysterious equipment, and wearing very unusual clothing.
What kind of unusual clothing?
Well, heavy coats and, as mentioned previously, lead eye masks.
Oh, so they wore those.
Yeah.
Just like daily.
Like going up the hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably to a secret meeting.
I was under the impression that they just like put them on maybe once and okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When we first started researching this one, I thought, like, when I saw the title of, like, the lead mask, I thought it was gonna be like
a full
I
on.
don't know, or like I don't know, like they were murdered in the murder, like it was the murderer's like signature to like put a mask on them.
I
As
was
we
straight up thinking face masks like COVID 2020. So I'm glad to know I was way off base.
Yeah, and it's like as we researched it and kept getting further and further, I was like, this is weird.
It's not what I was expecting. Oh my gosh, that's really funny.
So here's the strange part.
Here's the strange part.
Here's the
This
strange.
is the
okay.
only strange part of the story.
Here's the stranger part.
Gotcha.
So, like, typical protective masks are, like, usually ones that cover, like, your entire head and, like, often have goggles or they have, like, enclosed sight slits so that, like, you could still work while being shielded.
Makes sense.
But the masks they were wearing, they were more like homemade lead blindfolds. So solid pieces that completely covered their eyes but left, like, the rest of their face exposed.
While they hiked up the mountain.
Yeah.
But what are they? What
Does
are
that
they
seem
for?
safe?
What are the lead masks for?
That's kind of part of
the
what
mystery.
we're.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would have been impossible, obviously, as we've discussed, to see anything through those masks if it's covering their eyes, which only adds, like, another layer to, like, this weird case of, like, what they were doing wearing them.
Yeah.
And, like, when the men's bodies were found, their belongings besides that included a notebook with cryptic instructions, some capsules, and a strange note that read, 1630, be at the specific place, 1830, ingest capsules. After the effect, protect metals, wait for the mask signal. Would you like me to read that again, Grace?
This seems like Romeo and Juliet mixed with like Batman. Like you have the capsules, like we're gonna agree to die together. Is what the vibe I'm getting. And then wait for the mask signal.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like obviously with their experiments they've been going like doing and their secret meetings, like it makes sense that maybe this is like a hit of some type of like planned ritual or like experiment that their group maybe came up with. But
seriously. Yeah. Very, very weird. Like what were they trying to do? Yeah, I don't know.
I've never ever heard something like this before, so this is really fun.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah. Definitely interesting.
Just that.
So, to make it weirder, I feel like every sentence is going to start with, to make it weirder, there were, like, no signs of struggle. So, no obvious wounds, and their deaths didn't match, like, any typical poisoning or any, like, injury patterns.
I don't know why it's so crazy to me that so many of these cases, I know that it's unsolved mysteries and that's why, but the fact that there are so many cases that we've done where it's like there was just no, like, at all wounds or signs, or it's like, that doesn't just happen. Like, you
It
just
had to have been
are
in those
dead.
capsules, man, I'm telling you.
Yes.
So hold on
Good
to
point.
that for
Okay.
your definitive answer.
Very
yes,
good
I can't
point.
jump the gun.
Yes. So the official investigation was led by the Rio de Janeiro Civil Police from the Homicide Division, and one of the lead detectives on the case was Delegado Mario de Oliveira, That was fun too.
That's a fun
And
name.
I'm sure I butchered it, but it was still fun. And he later described the scene as being completely mysterious and completely without precedent in his career.
Yeah,
That's
so
weird.
Oliveira said that men had died under inexplainable circumstances and that there
Valid.
were like no signs of violence, no indications of poisoning, and no apparent cause of death.
Yeah.
So as
That's
usual,
really assuring when the police and
Right?
investigative departments also have no idea what's going on.
I was about to say, as per usual in our cases,
Yeah.
the police
Yep.
and the investigators are stumped.
Good thing they have me.
No kidding. They
Decades later.
should have done this ages ago.
Before I was even born, they should have consulted me. Jeez.
Yeah, so apparently the coroner was swamped with other cases and didn't have the resources to conduct the analysis.
So they just decided to just make a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Police
I would
never
love
found
to-
clear signs, and they
That seems really rational.
I was say I would love to see the thought process behind this. Yes to this one. No to this one.
Yeah,
Yes to this one.
Do they
no to
just
this one.
throw up the case files in the air and then try and grab whichever ones they're gonna do?
Have you guys ever noticed we're kind of mean towards the police and investigators?
We really are.
60s.
Yes.
Well, okay, but when you have a case that might be poison and you don't run a toxicology report, I feel like we are allowed to make fun of you.
That is true.
I
That
do
is true.
support police officers, but police
Yes.
officers in our stories are
There's a
crazy.
reason why these cases are unsolved.
Yes, and it
Yes.
is because of the people, not necessarily because they're police, but they're just people who are not good at their job.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So investigators just then, like after, not running a toxology report, they just started like exploring multiple theories, including spiritual rituals, possible UFO contact, or experimental drug use.
Which the experimental drug use could have been ruled out.
And
True.
right, exactly.
So I'm sorry. The investigators, let me just get this right.
Yep.
The investigators said, oh, the coroner is too busy to do anything with these bodies, so I think it's UFOs. They said that is the next rational step I'm going to go to.
UFOs, aliens.
Gosh. The investigators really said that? I'm baffled.
Oh my, this is so funny.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so going off of the UFO theory, so local newspapers reported that the resident claimed to see like a round orange UFO hovering over the hill at the same time the men were there. Which, I mean, it's kind of adding another level to this mystery, but it's also just kind of ridiculous.
I can maybe understand the investigators supporting this theory if they had exhausted every piece of anything that they had. But to not do literally anything and then to say, I think it's UFOs. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
can't.
what year was this?
In the
The
60s.
60s, which I
Yeah.
mean makes sense.
Well, actually, it was like late 60s, so we're heading towards
Like
the 70s.
heading- oh, yeah.
right?
That's, I
Uh-huh.
mean, fair, but professionals really sat down and said, this is what
Right, right.
happened.
Can you imagine being like the police chief and having an investigator come to you and like slide across the case file?
I did nothing, and this is what I think.
UFOs, aliens.
Gosh.
I imagine them like in the room with like the chalkboard, and he's like,
They just write big, UFO. And then some Joe Schmo said he saw some UFO. That's what we're going with. Okay.
oh,
All
okay.
right, trying to get back
that's
on
funny.
track here.
Okay. Whew, let's see, where are we? All right. So, the families of these men were obviously devastated, but they stayed mostly silent, so they didn't really say much about it. Manuel's wife told police that, like, she did not understand at all what could have led to his death, but that he had seemed obsessed with strange experiments in the weeks prior.
So then Miguel's family was like more open about his interest in mysticism and like the occult, which confirming he had been involved in like paranormal groups. So both families struggled to accept like the bizarre circumstances and the fact that like no clear answers came. So then like in later years, the case has been reopened and revisited by like different researchers, journalists, but the bodies were cremated.
Of course they were.
There's no physical evidence left to examine. And so then, of course, the mysteries remains unsolved because no way we can do a toxology report or anything. They're cremated.
I'm really shocked that you had said that, really. Hence the sarcasm.
Oh my god.
What are the theories for this one?
Well,
'Cause
let's do
really
it. Let's
just-
do it.
I'm sure we'll get to, you know, the theories we've already talked about, like UFO. But the first one we're going to talk about is a spiritual ritual.
Okay.
So this is probably the most like talked about explanation on the internet about this case. And as like mentioned earlier, some believe that the men were a part of like a scientific spiritualist group where like, and I know we already talked about this before, but where like the technicians combined their technical know-how with a fascination for the paranormal. So these guys were reportedly trying to bridge science and spirituality using technology and rituals to communicate with extraterrestrial, I think I said that right. Aliens. We're just
Yes,
gonna say aliens.
spirits.
Or spirits.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, see, and that's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It's like, it would be
Like,
cool to know that, like, you're
Right.
researching that stuff, but it's like the fact that they were, like,
Yeah.
secret meetings and, like, all of that about it, that's when it
Right.
gets a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this stuff is interesting, or
Yeah.
else we wouldn't be talking
Right.
about
Yeah.
it. But yeah, so anyway, in this theory, the lead masks themselves are thought to have been designed to shield their eyes from like an intense luminosity that they might have expected from like spiritual entities, so like bright lights pretty much. So apparently in one of the members' backyard they even built a contraption to facilitate this contact, like a homemade device. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then the cryptic note about ingesting these capsules and awaiting the mask signal fits into this theory like pretty well. Some believe that like they took the drug, like these drugs.
Psychedelic.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
saying psychedelic drugs to like alter their perception and prepare for the experience, like hoping that the mask would like then protect their eyes from the overall brightness, which I know I said we would get to the alien theory,
Yeah.
but that's it. That's basically the alien theory.
Yeah.
I kind of vibe with it. I see like, I don't know. I see how they would think that, you know? I don't know.
No, for sure. I mean, it's not to say that like they were completely in their right mind. It's just to say that that's a
Oh, so
theory
you're
that
saying you believe in the part, like, they were trying to do this, not that they actually met the alien.
Correct.
So-
Yeah.
Right.
But
right.
I am kind of sad because it sounds like they might have been like super excited for their plan to succeed, and then they
Well,
died. So
at
that
least they
part is
died
kind of
with-
sad for them. But you know, maybe they died with excitement.
I was about to say, at least they died, like, being joyful.
You didn't
Yeah.
say it was like
Hopefully.
I mean, I know Romeo and Juliet wasn't quite so, but it could have been like, yeah, like let's do this together.
But then they had families, so
Yeah,
I
okay,
mean,
yeah.
I don't think they thought they were gonna die. I truly think that if this is the theory that I definitively say later, I think that they could have just been like, I want to see this really cool thing. We're gonna have protective gear, so we'll be okay. Like, I really think that it, you know,
Yeah.
if this is
Right.
what happened.
Yeah. So, on the opposite side of that note, the second theory is suicide.
Oh,
So, and I mean, it's just a theory, but,
Right.
and probably one of the darker theories, probably, but the written instructions make some people believe that because they were just very structured and timed. So, like, be at specific location and just capsules. So, yeah.
So this led to some researchers believing that the men may have like planned this together as some kind of orchestrated end-of-life ritual. So the matching suits, the synced positioning of their bodies, the identical weird lead mask. It also suggests like there was coordination and that someone thought through these details.
Yeah. So if it was a pact, they may have believed that, like, dying under specific conditions at a specific time with specific, like, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, held a spiritual or symbolic meaning.
Yeah, so then what makes this theory harder to, like, dismiss is how calm the scene was. There were no signs of distress, no evidence of struggle, no chaotic movements around the bodies, the consistent with, like, voluntary ingestion of something lethal, and then, like, simply waiting to the end seems kind of likely.
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah,
Like,
why?
I mean, sure, it's fair. Like, I could see where that would be, but they all had families.
Yeah.
I mean, the two
Well,
that we know
I mean,
of.
if you think about it, though, like, Miguel,
Yeah,
let's say his name correctly, Miguel, was, like, obviously into, like, the occult and stuff like that.
So if it were like a
I mean,
sacrifice,
not even
or-
that, but, like, they might have not have been in their right minds. Like, you
Oh,
know,
for sure.
even if they had loving families and a wife and stuff, if this group they were a part of convinced them that this was the right way to go
For
in
sure.
life, or like this
Yeah.
was some type of sacrifice to the higher being or something, I don't know. That's one of the ways I think a suicide pact could have happened in this case, is because of, like, clearly they were a little different in the mind with all
Yeah.
their experiments and
For
stuff
sure.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so theory 3 is accidental death during a science experiment. So this theory leans less spiritual and more like they had a dangerous curiosity.
Yeah.
So both men worked with electronics, and they weren't amateurs at it by any means. They understood, like, the wiring, the circuits, the components, and according to their families, they were obsessed with figuring out how things worked.
Yeah. So investigators actually found evidence of just how obsessed they were. So the notebook that they had recovered at the scene was pretty technical. Like, there was more than just what that said. So there were, like, lists of parts and calculations and, like, real world engineering notes.
So one theory suggests that they were experimenting with, like, radiation or high frequency energy, but something they believe could have, like, maybe opened a window to another kind of communication, whether that's through physics or metaphysics. And then, like, the lead mask in this context weren't symbolic. Maybe they were practical and, like, a homemade form of, like, eye protection.
I totally thought that I don't know what happened in my brain, but when you said the first theory, this is what I was envisioning. And now I'm thinking back to what you actually said about the first theory and how they were trying to, like, connect with, like, aliens.
Spiritual, yeah.
This is what I was saying. I kind of could
because
see.
you were going more off of
They
the
did
scientific
feel
vein.
similar. Well, and because it is confusing because they do kind of connect with them being, like, the engineers and
Right.
the
Yes.
Yeah.
Where, like,
But-
this one is more of, like, for example, the lead mask where lead is used to protect against radiation.
Yeah.
So, like, that's more of, like, the scientific. They might have been wearing that for that reason.
I
where
think that's more
the
what
other
I
one was,
thought.
like, to protect us from the blinding light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So in this theory, it's like they climb the hill to get away from the electrical interference. So
Which I think is very, like, valid.
yeah. No, I could definitely see that. Yeah. And I think what makes this theory stronger is that, like, accidents and experimental setups don't always look violent. So
Right.
certain chemical exposures and radiation stuff, like, it
What
can
would be in the
cause-
capsules then? Or did they not
Yeah.
take any capsules and they just said it in the letter?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I mean, this is just an idea, but maybe it was something they created that they thought would protect them from radiation if they did get
That's
exposed to
true.
it, like almost like a cure.
Like
I
a
don't know.
homemade remedy
Yeah.
of some
Yep.
sort.
Mm-hmm.
If only there was a thing, the way to know what they ingested. Darn.
Oh, if only. Oh, so then, seriously, I want to know. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah, like what? I mean, if I was a coroner or the person that did like the
Yeah.
toxology, I think I would want this case because like
For sure.
these men,
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, like they just had capsules. Like I wouldn't want to know what.
For
Like
sure.
that's your
Well,
job. Why
and-
would you not be curious
Okay,
about
you're
that?
consumed with other cases, but isn't there a way to preserve bodies enough to be able to do tests later?
Yeah, it's
and
called
also-
don't cremate them. That was me because the family wanted to do that, but still.
But also, like, was there only one person working at this place? Like, you're telling me there's
and
not
you
an
couldn't have
assistant
gone
or
somewhere
something?
else. Like, yeah.
Like, I don't.
It's also a
Crazy.
different country.
We could-
in the 60s.
We could
but-
die on this hill of
I-
talking about this entire
Yes,
time.
100%. Oh my gosh. Okay, finally, our final theory, conspiracy or foul play. So, this one is definitely a little unsettling because it assumes they were not alone in this.
So kind of what we already a little bit mentioned when we were talking about how like a suicide pact could have possibly been made. Like some people do believe that the men were being manipulated by someone like more powerful or more knowledgeable or like more dangerous than they had realized. So like a group, a leader, or like a secret organization, a cult,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. So some people feel that like the note that was found on their bodies reads like instructions given to like test subjects. Like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So one idea is that the men were part of like a larger collective that like experimented on its own members. And in this case, the experiment went way too far.
yeah. So, which it, cults, you can definitely see that too. Trusted leader, like,
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sounds like a cult when they
Oh,
talk
it
about their
does
group with
anyway.
secret meetings and all
yeah.
that. Like,
I guess it's more
Yeah.
just like what caused them to do it. Like, were they a
Maybe
part
they
of-
believed it was an experiment.
right,
And they were gonna like make advancements in technology or
Right.
if they were into aliens.
yeah. Because I'm like, were they maybe like head honchos or were they being manipulated? Like, I don't know.
This is definitely a very interesting case for sure.
yeah.
It's odd.
All right. So you ready for the other angle of this theory?
Yeah.
So, human experimentation. So, let's bring in one of our favorite theories, the government. So, some researchers have suggested that, like, the possibility of military or intelligence involvement could be the case in this. So, during the 1960s, the government around the world were conducting, like, off-the-book experiments involving, like, mid-altering drugs, radiation exposure, and behavioral conditions.
But why the masks?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, but also why a lot of things that the government does.
Yeah.
Fair. Very fair.
But when you think about like their electronics background, you
Yeah.
can see why they might be attractive recruits. Like they're skilled enough to be useful, but not powerful enough to be protected. So I don't know.
So then the timeline is also kind of suspicious. So police didn't reach the bodies until the next day. Rough terrain slowed them down, which meant that the site was unsecured for hours. And then there was plenty of time for someone to remove equipment or maybe erase mistakes.
Yeah. And also like the fact that there was no toxicology run. Like that's convenient.
So
Yeah.
convenient.
This this is just so
Yeah. So
Yeah.
obviously this theory like suggests that they were a part of something like bigger, whether that's a cult, a covert program, a manipulated leader, or
Yeah.
the government. We never know.
Yep.
We
feel
may never know.
what I'm learning from this podcast is that there is a reason why there are protocols and policies, and that typically when people don't follow those things, stuff goes crazy.
Yeah, like let's do our jobs.
Let's do our jobs. Run the test you're supposed to run.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. All right, Grace. So you've heard many weird theories and many crazy theories, some reasonable theories. So what is your definitive theory?
I am gonna say that they were running like a science experiment mixed with spiritual aspects. because that seems like what they were really into.
It does.
And they seem very devoted to their interests.
For sure.
And I feel like they thought that they were doing something remarkable. And I just feel like it may not have gone the way they wanted it
Which
to.
is like so sad.
Yeah.
Like that stuff is just like, oh my gosh. You poured your whole heart and soul into
I know.
this.
Yeah.
Especially if they thought they were going to make like a scientific advancement and then
But like, I don't know. I'm thinking to myself, like, and I know they might have wanted to be secretive about it, but like, if you were that devoted to work and you like, I don't know, let's go off of like the Big Bang Theory show or something like that. But like, when you're working towards something that spectacular, don't you think you would be including your wife's in on it? Or like being like, or even just saying like, there's something big happening, or, you know, something like that. I don't know. I think I would like to hear more from like the wives a little bit.
because they didn't really comment a lot. So maybe they
do know some stuff, and they're
maybe
not
they're a
sharing
part
it.
of this cult, or
But I could also I could see it one of two ways. It could be that, or it could be like, we do think this is so big, we don't want to involve our families.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Of like
Protecting them.
or like, I don't want someone else to discover it before I discover it, so I'm not going to tell anybody. I don't know, man. This one's weird.
It is weird, but at least we know now from you what
happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
clearly it was an experiment.
Yep.
Yep. The definitive answer is I need to work at this police investigative agency
All of them.
in the 60s in Brazil. So there we go. There you have it.
We'll build you a time traveling thing so you can head back there.
That'll work on
Just
that
make
tonight.
sure to wear your lead eye masks to protect you.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Clue Me In. If you want to dive deeper into the mystery of the lead masks case, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review.
And we want to know, if you were given mysterious instructions and capsules, would you follow them or run screaming like me? Let us know on Instagram at cluemein_podcast.
And would you ever wear a lead eye mask that you made yourself to protect you from radiation? Let us know.
See you next time on
Clue Me In.